Now, the conflict in Iran continues to expand on several fronts. American officials say 6 U.S. service members have died following a retaliatory strike. Those are the latest numbers. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and other cabinet officials are briefing lawmakers on Capitol Hill today. And new video shows 3 American jets crashing after being mistakenly hit by friendly fire from Kuwait's air defenses. The military says all 6 airmen ejected and landed safely. Defense officials say Iran has been building a fleet of ballistic missiles and drones to shield its nuclear program. Federal officers and agencies are on heightened alert, including local military bases. Gabrielle Caracciolo is in Washington.
As lawmakers return to work, there's heightened security here on Capitol Hill and around Washington, D.C. Capitol Police say they can't discuss specific security details, but say that they have been operating in a, quote, heightened threat environment for a long time. Following the weekend strikes against Iran, the FBI says the counterterrorism and intelligence units are on high alert. They're working 24/7 to identify and disrupt any potential threats. The Secret Service is also operating with enhanced security, while the Department of Homeland Security says they're closely monitoring the situation with federal partners. Across the country, U.S. military bases say they've increased security at all entrances, and police in major cities from New York to L.A. say they've stepped up patrols out of an abundance of caution. The heightened security posture is not unusual. Similar measures were put in place back in June after the U.S. struck Iran's nuclear sites. At that time, DHS warned of the increased likelihood of cyber attacks from pro-Iranian activists. Back here in Washington, Metro Police say they're closely monitoring the situation and working with federal partners, but they note there have not been any specific or credible threats to D.C. since the start of this bombing campaign. In Washington, I'm Gabrielle Caracciolo.
And this conflict involves local troops and service members from Virginia. That includes the Virginia Air National Guard, and a spokesperson confirmed they are supporting Operation Epic Fury. Angela Bohan continues our team coverage tonight. Angela?
Yes, we've reported that Carrier Strike Group 12, based here in Norfolk, is participating in Operation Epic Fury. And now a spokesperson for Virginia National Guard confirmed with me that the Virginia Air National Guard is involved as well.
No apologies, no hesitation. Epic Fury for them and the thousands of Americans before them, taken too soon by Iranian radicals.
In a Monday morning press briefing at the Pentagon, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and Air Force General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, stressed that an operation of this magnitude requires coordinated efforts from many branches. The general commended USS Gerald R. Ford and its strike group.
The Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group, which many of you know was down in the Western Hemisphere, redeployed across the Atlantic to set the theater. The ship, her crew, their families, and the entire strike group took a deep breath and, as they always do, began planning to conduct combat operations.
General Kane also mentioned the Air National Guard from Virginia. A spokesperson for Virginia National Guard confirmed with me that Virginia Air National Guard has participated in the weekend's operations. As far as other Virginia-based service members, Virginia Army National Guard tells 10 on your side about 150 of its soldiers in a unit based in Hanover are in the Middle East, but they've been conducting customs operation missions there since last summer. He said that at this time, the unit is not involved in Operation Epic Fury.
And we'll have more on Wavy News 10 at 6, including remarks from Pentagon officials about how long troops have been preparing for this operation and whether more may be headed to the Middle East. Angela Bohan, 10 on your side.
Thank you, Angela. Senator Mark Warner is the vice chairman of the Select Committee on Intelligence. He was in Williamsburg this morning and didn't hold back on his criticism on the Iran situation. 10 on your side's Andy Fox caught up with Warner earlier.
In his remarks, U.S. Senator Mark Warner acknowledged that Iran is a threat to Israel. The question is that threat worth it to involve U.S. forces?
Iran is an existential threat to Israel, but I think it's important and Israel is an ally.
But Senator Warner thinks President Trump has ignored the War Powers Resolution, a federal law designed to check the president's power to commit U.S. armed forces without congressional consent.
But I think it's important that the president answer how this was in America's security interest to put our troops in harm's way based upon an Iran that posed no imminent threat to America. I want to know from the President of the United States, what is our goal in Iran? What was so necessary to act now that allowed American soldiers now to be killed? For what purpose?
Warner is a high-ranking member of the U.S. Senate. He is the vice chairman of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, and he thinks this impacts Hampton Roads.
I was on the line with a Navy mom yesterday. She's got 4 kids under 10, trying to explain to her kids why their dad's not come home yet. And our sailors will do their duty, but they are owed an explanation about why they're still deployed, how long will they be deployed. And as we know, we've got the world's greatest Navy, but these ships break down.
Senator Warner also expressed concerns about U.S. forces, especially the Navy, being stretched thin with all these other involvements around the world. I'll have that part of the story at 6. In Williamsburg, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.